What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube exclusive. I'm your host, Drew, with my other host over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. And go ahead and drop some comments below.
Yeah, we have some interesting news. They came out and said that depending on what happens with this next game, Miami Dolphins coach, former 49ers coach, Mike McDaniel could get fired. That whole staff could get fired, they said, which is mind-blowing to me because he is like a good coach, and who would they replace him with? But it got us wondering who is getting fired on Black Monday. And
Yes.
I think you have the odds of like who is on the hot seat.
Yep. So Black Monday is approaching. For those who don't know, Black Monday is the Monday after the last regular season Sunday in the NFL, where they announce which coaches are being fired and which ones are being retained. So this year, the over-under on total coaches to be fired on Black Monday, 5.5.
It could get hit.
So,
And I just want to say really quick, you guys go ahead and comment who you think is gonna get fired. Because we're gonna throw out some names here. So go ahead.
So the odds for the over are plus 105, so even money, and the odds for the under are minus 115. The favorites in this category are Lovie Smith from the Texans, Jeff Saturday from the Colts, Ron Rivera from the Commanders, Cliff Kingsbury for the Cardinals, and Steve Wilkes from the Panthers. Some underdogs in this category are Kevin Stefanski at plus 115, Todd Bowles at plus 160, and Josh McDaniels from the Raiders at plus 180. Of those coaches, do you have who do you foresee being let go on Black Monday? And is it going to be the over or the under?
I'd say I need to go through my list really quick because I have Wilkes for sure.
Yep.
Rosberg from the Broncos, he ain't coming back.
Mm-mm.
Kingsbury, I don't know, man. I don't know if they'll do that. And for me, I throw Eberflus in there for the Bears. Like, they completely misused Justin Fields this season. Like, they really want him to be a pocket passer. Let him just run. Like, let him get out of the pocket. I feel like that's 3. Let me look at the list here. Lovie Smith for sure is gone. That's 4. Jeff Saturday, that's 5. Ron Rivera could go 50-50. Todd Bowles, I'd say he's gone. That's 6 right there. So give me the over. What about you?
Broncos, they're going to need a new head coach. There's no way Rosberg stays. I think they might have just taken him out of the odds to begin with. Steve Wilkes is gone. They're not keeping him for the Panthers. They want a big splash like play at the coaching position there. He didn't pay $1 billion for nothing. So
Harbaugh?
We'll see. I think they're going to try to they're going to swing the bat. So Ron Rivera has sealed his fate. He is starting Sam Howell on the last week of the season. He didn't even know that they could be eliminated in the last week. Ron Rivera's gone. And I was a guy who was like, damn, Ron Rivera just saved his job moving over to Taylor Heineke. And then he fumbles the bag. If he would have just rolled with Taylor Heineke the entire time, he would have been fine.
Are they going to learn? Just roll with Heineke for the season and let it play out. Like, how are you going to look at the Heineke game against the Niners, the number 1 defense in the league, and then be like, man, maybe Carson has something. Like, Carson has ruined your chance of being here next year, Ron Rivera.
Yeah. And so, like, I don't know what loyalty he has to Carson, but that seal, like, for me, like, it was decided weeks ago when he made that switch, it was done. So Ron Rivera is gone. So that's 1, 2, 3. Jeff Saturday is a toss up for me. He's like,
there's no way.
Not a good head coach. He's not a good head coach, but I think they're going to try to keep him around. I feel like they're just going to be like, let's have you pick your own staff. Let's just do it. So I don't know about that.
There's no fucking way.
Jeff
Saturday, after the dumb things he's done in games,
they should have fired him before that. But
He gave up the biggest lead in the history of the NFL.
I feel like Jim Irsay is just like, that's my guy. Like, let's stick with you, Jeff. And
The guy
Lovey
couldn't win
Smith
high school football games.
and Lovey Smith shouldn't have gotten the Texans job to begin with. He had a losing record at, I think he was at Syracuse last year. He shouldn't have got this. Like, good for him that he did get this job.
And
Let's go ahead and say he's out. He's out. He's
I'll
out
give
of
it to
there.
him. They never gave up. The players, they never gave up on him.
Yeah, and I mean they did a cool celebration after a pick. Like, you see the sticky glove?
That
It
was
was
cool.
like,
And people believed it.
yeah,
People were like, that's against the rules. And like it's a
dumbass.
no, he it fell off and then he put the glove back on.
Yeah,
Jokes. It's a joke.
and the
Oh,
one
speaking
who,
of jokes, I just want to pause really quick. Did you see the video of Check playing quarterback and handing the ball off to Brock Purdy as a running back?
yeah,
And people are on the comments like, please don't do this, don't run this in the game. I'm like, guys, this is
no shit.
they're joking around, guys. It's a joke. Like they're having fun at practice. It reminded me of the Little Giants where he's
Yeah,
like spying on the team. He's like, the quarterback's on the side of the field and the center not even there. And it's like they're standing around.
yeah,
Like that's what I was like, Twitter. They're standing around. They're playing like, don't worry, Brock Purdy's not gonna play running back for us. So
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead. I just had to get that off my chest.
I mean, speaking of like saving their job, Josh McDaniel saved his job. I think he was already saved because they can't pay him out because the Raiders are a fucking poverty franchise. But if they were thinking about firing him, Jared Stidham saved his ass. Jared Stidham, even though they lost that game, Jared Stidham balled out, and he was like, that saved Josh McDaniel's ass. So I don't think he's getting fired there. I think it's going to be around 5. I
I
think
think
Kingsbury saves his job too. I think that, again, he just signed a 5-year fucking deal. You don't sign a 5-year deal, and you signed the quarterback. You have to keep that pair together, and you have to just make it work.
a pair that doesn't work, which one are you gonna keep though? Like the quarterback or the coach? You're gonna keep the quarterback.
You have to keep them both, and just be like, make it work, dude.
I don't
You
know. I feel
fire the
like
GM. The GM is gone.
yeah,
So
he's
you'd
the
be like,
problem.
hey, yep, like, that's what you have to like. You have to do what the Broncos did as far as Russell Wilson, which is turn turn a blind eye to it and be like, it was someone else's problem. That's
Yeah,
what they
and
did.
as far as like McDaniel, do you think there's any truth to that? Like they could fire him. Like who are they gonna hire that's better?
McDaniel or McDaniels?
Mike McDaniel for the Dolphins.
Oh, I think that's bullshit. Maybe
There's no
because
way.
like the only reason I would see it is because like he's rubbed somebody the wrong way, which I could very much see that happening as far as from an ownership like press conference standpoint or like his personality. And like we already know that's kind of been the case in Miami, where like Brian Flores previously didn't get along with ownership or the front office or anyone there. So that might be the case. Like, but they shouldn't. Who would they have better as far as that? But again, poverty franchises make shit decisions.
What if they do? They fire him and they do the original plan, Brady with Sean Payton in Miami. Saints already said that whoever wants him needs to trade him a first round pick though.
That ain't happening.
I mean, I tweeted like, hey, Mike McDaniel come back be our OC next year
Or
for the
else.
49ers. No, I
Shit.
think he would get picked up so fast in another head coaching job.
Oh yeah.
A couple outside candidates to get fired. Brandon Staley's on the list still. He made the playoffs. I mean, I guess good for him. They haven't looked amazing under him. Dennis Allen, who I have been on the hype train since the day one that he's a one and done. He's fired. He's out of there. Um, as I said, Eberflus, a possibility. I don't think they would fire like Vrabel or anything like that after this year. So right now, as of like for sure's, I think we could agree on Wilkes is gone, Lovey Smith is gone, Ron Rivera's gone, Jeff
Yeah.
Saturday, I think he's gone. You think he could have an outside shot? And Jerry
I think it's
Rosburg.
an outside chance of staying, bro. I'm telling you, Ursay is a loose cannon. We have no idea.
If he
He even
stays,
like
I'm
he
on that
shouldn't even
staff.
have hired him in the first place.
If he stays and I'm on that staff, I'm looking for any other NFL head coach, like any NFL staff. I'm trying to get on that staff, not Jeff Saturday's staff,
Well, you're a
because
loser then, you know? That's the type of person we don't want in this building.
they're gonna clean house. When they're gonna clean house when Jeff Saturday is the coach this offseason. Second, they're gonna clean house in a year when they realize Jeff Saturday doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and they have to fire all his buddies. So you're just looking to be unemployed at that point. They might as well go to somewhere else. What do you think about the
Yep.
Dennis Allen thing? Do you think he's gone? It's been kind of a
Uh,
mess at quarterback.
but then you could say, like, I've had Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston. Like, my defense has looked good. All I need is
Yeah.
the quarterback position. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Who would be the candidates that would want that job? That would be better than Dennis Allen. You know what I mean?
True, true, true.
So
And
that's like, if I'm the Saints, I'm like, we could roll with another year of Dennis Allen.
so right now we're kind of stuck at 5. So we might go the under.
I was thinking the under. I'm more
Yeah.
conservative. I'm more, but I think the swing is going to be Kingsbury.
Yeah. That's gonna I think he could be gone, but it's tough when you just extended him. That's the only reason. That's the only reason Josh McDaniels is safe on this list.
No, I think he should have been fired already. I think the only reason is, again, because the Raiders are such a poverty franchise. They could not pay out his contract. They're poor.
Mm-hmm.
They are poor.
And that's why I'm seeing people were like, they're gonna trade Derek Carr. No, they're not. They're cutting him
Yeah,
because
well, if I'm Derek,
they can't
I
afford to
would.
pay him by accident
Yeah, no,
if he stays.
they can't. Like, no. If I'm Derek, I'm
Sorry,
like, just cut me,
David.
cut me.
Sorry, David. He's getting cut. He ain't getting traded.
That's what they would want. Imagine Derek Carr on the open market, though.
Does he get 40
Like,
mil
bro,
though? Does he get
fuck yeah.
nah.
What other quarterback is out there?
Jimmy
It's
Garoppolo.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Garoppolo,
Garoppolo.
Jacoby Brissett, Colt McCoy. Like, there's not good quarterbacks on the market. If I'm them, like, if I'm Derek, I'm begging to be cut. Like, just cut me, bro.
Stidham might have made some money on the market.
Yeah.
See how he does
We'll
this
see.
week.
Yeah.
Final thing in this. Speaking of Harbaugh, do you think he lands any of these jobs? Or like which job
I
is
think
set
it's
up
gonna.
for him?
All right. Let's see.
I know he just put out a statement from Michigan saying like, "Oh, we don't know what happens in the future. We're gonna see." But he wants to get it's funny because in the NFL, you as a head coach make playoffs, you have like 9 wins. Everyone's kind of like, "Hey, you did good. You made the playoffs. Like we're trending up here, like
Yeah.
most of the time." And then if you he's literally led his team to the college football playoff, and people are shitting on him.
I mean, because you can't lose that big game to TCU. You just
Yeah,
can't.
but it's still he had a great season. And I know I see it, but I think he just doesn't want that. Like he doesn't want to get dunked on anymore. He's like, let me just go to the NFL, and even if I'm like middle of the road, I could be there for like 5 or 6 years and like not get trashed by everyone.
But also, can you like look at he had to take a pay cut at Michigan because he was pissing people off that much. Like, he had to get ran out of the building because he pissed off Jed York. He said like only men are allowed on this field and kicked him out of the practice. So it's like there's there's a problem, and it's Harbaugh's personality. So can you be there for 5 or 6 years? Like, who knows? I think maybe a good job for him would be the Cardinals. A Kyler Murray reclamation project he has on his hands. A big fuck you to Jed York. A NFC West rematch, come to Jesus moment here. Comes full circle.
My thing
I
is,
could see that being, a place for him to land. A lot of these jobs, I can't see it though.
I like it. My thing, what about the Broncos? He could really emphasize the defense. They have good players. Sertan would probably like him. And then you go to Russ and be like, hey, listen, we're gonna simplify this offense and like you're gonna do this shit. And I think he can really improve Russ's status.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps punching him in the chest, like boom, 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 like Alex Smith, let's go,
I
Russ,
think he
let's
couldn't
ride.
like Harbaugh could live in that realm of, hey, we have like this older quarterback and like we need him to like produce more than what he's been doing. And in his style offense, really simplify it and just like let's get what we can, but we're gonna win this on defense. So Broncos, the more I think about it, kind of adds up for me.
I mean, he did revitalize Alex Smith's career. Like
Yeah.
he just did. So for the Broncos to be like, hey, like, can you do the same thing with Russell Wilson? Maybe. I actually like that. No, I didn't even
Mhm.
think about that. That's
Yeah,
actually a pretty good one.
that or here's my dark horse, the Commanders, and I want to see it on Hard Knocks because like that ownership, that front office, and Harbaugh all mixed in, like,
There's no
and
way in
then
hell. There's
leave
no way.
Carson Wentz on the roster. I need
No.
him. I need him there. I need to see that situation play out with like Heineke. I hope Heineke goes somewhere and can like be a guy. Whether that's like, hey, you're our backup quarterback and you're gonna be our backup quarterback for the next like 6, 7 years, or it's like, hey, we need a bridge quarterback and like you're gonna be the guy for a year. He's been professional about it, but for him to just like having to keep reassure them, like, hey, I know what I am. I know that he
Yeah.
gets paid more and like where we are. I hope he gets out of that. But Carson with Harbaugh, with Dan Snyder.
You just want to see the shit show. All right. I think that's it.
All right. Yeah, go and comment where you think Harbaugh is going to coach next year. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Later.